Hello, YouTube. Hello. I just realized I'm not going live on TikTok. That's fine. My phone's on charge. How are we going today? I see that you guys are absolutely loving my lives. I love doing the lives Monday to Friday when I can. I'm actually about to go on holiday for a couple of weeks, but I'm going to try to do at least a couple of lives a week. But today I'm going to talk about what the missing pieces to your puzzle piece of gaining momentum in what you want to create, in being successful in life, in being able to create. If you're watching this, you're wanting to create an above average life. This is who my content is for: the high achievers of the world who really want to live above the rest. And I don't mean to say that it means that you think you're better than anyone else or what you're doing is better than anyone else. No, I just mean that you want to do above average. You want to create more for your life, whether that's more wealth, more relationships. You want to do more. And so I'm just gonna face this. I don't like that my bed's there. And so one of the missing pieces of success that I see time and time again with high achievers is not having a crystal clear version of success and a long term vision and legacy, putting these two together. When we don't have a crystal clear understanding of what our version of success is, we will always fall short of what we desire. We will always fall short of the things that we want to bring into fruition. How do you believe that you are going to bridge the gap between who you currently are and your future self if you're not even clear on what that looks like? When I talk about your version of success, it feeds into the other thing of what I said of creating a long term vision and creating a legacy for the things that you're bringing into your life. Like, being part of my woman mastery method is creating a legacy for yourself, being able to look at your life and know that you have this vision, know that what you're leaving, know what you're creating. It doesn't matter whether you're doing this in an online business, a career, doesn't mean if this is connected, doesn't matter if it's connected to your relationships, money, health, it doesn't matter. But most people fall short of ever feeling successful, of ever reaching success, because they don't have a crystal clear vision on what success is to them. And when you don't have that crystal clear vision, it's always going to feel like an uphill struggle. It's always going to feel like you are doing everything that you possibly can to be successful and to get the money, to get the business results, to get the career results, the health, the relationships, and it's never going to feel like you're successful. It's never going to feel like you're actually achieving the things that you want to achieve. And so where do we start? Where do we start to create and craft this version of success? We need to actually take time to sit down and write out all of the superficial things that come to mind, whether it's an amount of money, whether it's something in an amount in your bank account savings or that you want to see on a daily, whether it is a certain amount of clients in your business or type of program, you're the exact type of career. Maybe if you have a 9 to 5 job, what is that career? What is the job title? What is the status? What is the recognition? When it comes to relationships, what do the relationships look like in your life? Romantic, platonic, and family. What does it look like when it comes to your wellness? Like, getting out all of these not even superficial, but I just mean like surface level. That's a better way to put it. Surface level answers of what you are desiring, and then we need to really refine that into a long term vision, into a long term legacy. I talk a lot about this in, if you have trouble setting goals, like actually setting ambitious goals that are attainable and achievable, highly recommend, show notes below, sign up for the goals workshop. It's only $22. I go through the best process. It has been said time and time again, it is the most easy, best process to setting your goals, and it actually makes sense to how you're going to get towards your goals. I know that I've spent years and years and years where I've had big goals, and then I get to the end of the year and I'm like, oh, new year, new me, I'll try again next year. No more of that. So if you are struggling with your goals and creating clarity around them, I highly recommend getting into the goals workshop below. But after you have gone through all of the surface level answers of success or what you perceive as success, you need to go through each point that you've written and ask yourself, is this through the lens of something that truly inspires me and what I am connecting to? Or is this through the lens of an authority figure? An authority figure can be your parents, it can be your grandparents, it can be your partner, it can be your friends, it can be your boss, or it can be someone that you admire on internet, on social media. And so what I see a lot of the time, why it can be so hard to create our version of success and actually like fully be rooted in it and feel like we're making progression in life, is because we're actually living our life through the lens of a different authority, and that authority isn't us. That authority isn't actually what we want to bring into. That authority isn't actually our belief system and our version. We've just created it and plucked it from other people, and we have taught ourselves to believe that that is the right version. And so, when I do this process, when I get women who work with me, and we do a lot of this work inside of the mastermind, Woman Mastery, all about mastering yourself and really bridging the gap between you now and your future self so you can insanely scale your results, have high cash months in career or business, have deep connected relationships, be able to work on your money mindset and manifest money out of thin air. One of my clients, quite literally last week, wanted a new laptop and wanted money to go to Bali, and she manifested both, right? So, these are the types of results that you can do when you are mastering yourself, when you're getting in tune with yourself. But crafting your version of success. So, number one, write out all of the surface level answers, right? To break it out even more easier, do the four quadrants of life, career or slash business. You may have both or just one. Relationships, health, wellness, money, wealth. Write out what your version of success is in all of those. Then, after doing all of those dot points, just make them dot points, one sentence, short sentence. Then, I want you to actually go through, is this through the lens of what inspires me and what I'm deeply connected to? Or is this version of success because I am looking through the lens of an authority figure? And why we call it an authority figure is because it's like they have authority over your life, they're dictating your life unconsciously, right? So maybe that you've heard your mom and dad for your entire life saying that to be successful and to make money you need to be a lawyer, but what you really want to do is sell your paintings that you've been painting for the past couple of years. Like, that inspires you, that makes you feel so good, and you love it, you lose time in it, but inside of you it's like, well, I can't be successful or make money unless I'm being a lawyer. And so you go to law school, you feel disconnected, and you may be making thousands and thousands of dollars, but you're like, why am I so happy, right? That's a quick example of what I mean, is like, the authority there is your parents. Unconsciously, you pick that up as the thing to do. When you look at someone as an authority, you look at them like they're in charge. They know the right answers. And this is what I see time and time again with people, is they believe these people, my parents, my grandparents, my friends, social media, these people know the right answers, but we don't even realize it. So, going through all those points, and ask yourself, is this actually because of me or is this through the lens of someone else? Maybe it's a particular person on social media. You picked up their beliefs, you picked up their way of doing things. Then from there, we need to actually craft. It's like, companies, how they have like a mission statement. We need to actually craft a mission statement for ourselves that embodies that essence of the long-term vision, long-term legacy, and what we are creating. We can do one that's quite literally for an entire life, but if you need to scale it back more, scale it back to like the next 2 to 5 years, and keep it super super simple of what that version of success, like when you are honestly connecting through the lens of your own authority, your own belief systems, that the things that inspire you, the things that light you up, and the things that you feel you can fully connect to. If you're creating an online business, for example, and you think the way to do it to make money is business coaching, but what you really, really connect to is teaching women how to create the best type of video content, but you're teaching stuff like sales and funnels and email marketing, right? Because you believe that's the way. Then it's looking at, well, actually, like, I just love teaching women how to create video content. I love to teach women how to create an income from that, right? Understand those examples. And so we need to craft like what would your ultimate version of success be? It's like creating a business where I am solely teaching women in full-time jobs across the world how to create an income from video content versus I am creating a business to teach women how to create a business, how to create an online business through funnels and email marketing, right? One lights you up, the other doesn't. One inspires you, but the email marketing and the funnel maybe because you picked it up from other people on the internet versus the other one. It's like, oh, no one's really spoken about that. Is that the right thing to do? So again, using each of those quadrants to get really crystal clear on what success is to you and bringing that like into a nice little mission statement for yourself that number one, you should be connecting to every single day. It takes 10 seconds to read and read it out loud so you feel it in your bones, you feel it in your soul. Something that I say to my clients all of the time is when we're on Voxer is as much as possible, actually voice message me versus type because I want you to actually like feel the power of your voice and understand what you're saying. Sometimes when we're just typing, we're just thinking in our head. We're not giving ourselves the chance to actually process and like take in what we're actually thinking. So again, having something you can read and connect to every single day, and that in the shortest like way is how you can create your version of success that is going to form into your vision, your legacy. That's how we connect to our future self. Too many high achieving women will put their version of success and their future self on this pedestal, and it feels so far away. And so you're only chasing the dopamine hits, you're only chasing the quick wins and the dopamine hits, and there's no long-term vision. And so you wonder why it's always like these dopamine hits and you feel like you're constantly chasing and you feel like you're constantly burnt out to get your version of success. And you feel like, do I feel like I'm no closer or I'm plateauing and I'm not making any progress? That is what I want you to really start to think about. So go away, go and craft your version of success. Go and craft what's important to you. Ask yourself which authority lens is this through, someone else's or my own. And then on top of that, I've done many videos on this and I can definitely do an extension of this. But like the starting point is like 1% of messy inspired action every single day. The analogy that I give is like if you're writing a novel and let's say you're like, okay, on Monday, I'm going to start. Monday comes, you're like really sick, or maybe you're like in a bad mood. You're like, okay, I'm gonna start tomorrow. And then the next day comes, it's like, oh, I'm still in a bad mood or I'm still sick. You put it off, you put it off, you put it off. You get it to Sunday, you haven't started your novel. Whereas versus 1% of messy inspired action, you could have written one sentence per day, even if you were in a bad mood or sick. One sentence, that's 1%. And by the end of the week, you have 7 sentences. You have the introduction to your novel, right? Versus getting to the end of the week, you're like, okay, I'll start again next week, right? Sometimes the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is just take messy inspired action. And like, if not, majority of the time, take messy inspired action. There are too many high achievers that aim for the perfectionist side of them. And I get that. I used to be like that, or aim that they need to have this clear cut action to take every single day. You are setting yourself up for failure the more and more you don't take 1% of messy inspired action. Just like the name suggests, 1%, it can be sometimes my 1% every day looks like this, and other days it looks like this. It changes. But the key here is messy and inspired. So the inspired part, it needs to light you up. It needs to feel good. It needs to move the needle, not in a like, if anything, it is attached to like, I should do this. It's not inspiring. It's more like, I want to do this. I love this. This lights me up. And the messy part is quite literally like the novel example is okay, maybe they're not the finest sentences you created or the finest introduction, but you've done it. The messy action there, you've taken it and you've rolled with it rather than people will go put it off and be like, I need to be 100% health or I can't be in a bad mood or I fought with my spouse this whole week. So I possibly can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can create the life you desire through messy inspired action. If this is the thing you're taking from this life, then that's better than nothing. But I promise you, pairing like getting crystal clear And if you want to learn more on creating your ideal lifestyle, I will leave the link in the show notes below. But I highly recommend getting into consciously creating. It's a self-paced course and it gives you the tools to actually consciously create your ideal lifestyle, but the action steps to take. And it's something like whenever you hit that plateau in life, it's like a quick pick me up course. But if you want the full embodied support, both one-on-one and group, I highly recommend applying for the mastermind or mastery mastermind, which is in the show notes as well. And both of you, the obviously the consciously create will help you craft that ideal vision of your life and the ideal lifestyle. But the will mastery mastermind is the full 6 month support in like how are we overcoming all our internal blockers of success to insanely scale our results in money, in relationships, in career, and our business. But tell you what, the first start for you is getting clear on success and then being able to take messy inspired action. If it's one thing that I've done over the past 5, even nearly 6 years, even just before I started this business, because I've had this business for 5 years, if it's anything I've done, it's taken messy inspired action every day, especially on the days I could not be bothered, especially on the days where I was like, I'm in a bad mood or something external has happened. I have taken messy inspired action. And it's why I don't get to the point where I'm looking for these quick wins and dopamine hits and then you fail short. It's the long-term growth. It's a long-term vision and the legacy that you were creating rather than okay, I'm going to, people are like I'm going to do no week for work for 3 weeks and then smash it out in a week, get some type of results, but it's like this forever, like it's like a Ferris wheel. You get to the bottom, you top up and then you're like going around this Ferris wheel and it's like that's not sustainable. Over here and everything I teach my clients is about sustainability, is about being able to sustain your results over a long period of time. And this is why we create a long vision. So go and do these actionable steps. And if you want more support, definitely number one, the goals workshop. That overall, like every high achiever should just watch that. It's $22. It's really a no brainer purchase to learn how to set goals effectively and achieve them. Number two, you've got consciously create, which is something that's going to help you craft your ideal life and get really crystal clear on the steps there. And if you want that long term support, highly recommend jumping in, applying for the mastermind, which is going to help you all the subconscious internal blocks that you come up against, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, the procrastination, and you want to scale your results. You're like, I am ready for the next level. Like, I don't want to be at this level I'm at anymore. I'm ready for the next level in my money, my career, my business, my relationships. The mastermind is for you. And any questions or any videos that you want to see, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, hit the subscribe button. I absolutely am loving seeing all of you here and tuning into the lives and really like learning stuff from it. But also let me know what you want to see, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.